I'm told you hold a degree in agronomy from Mekelle University, Ethiopia. You have experience in humanitarian work supporting food production by refugees and smallholder farmers in South Sudan, Uganda, and the Democratic Republic of Congo. You lived abroad and came back home in 2018, where you set up a social enterprise for food secure schools Africa, which has reached thousands of food workers and taught more than 300 parents from disadvantaged backgrounds to produce organic vegetables. Congratulations. I mean, this is impressive. Your work has been acknowledged by the government of Ethiopia and international bodies such as Social Entrepreneur of the year 2019 uh, by UNDP. You were acknowledged with this important um, um, reward. Uh, and just to complete, um, yes, other bodies, other institutions such as the Social Entrepreneur by Reach for Change Sweden, Lunch Spring Prize, Young Project Shortlist 2021. Anyway, again, these presentations are always unfair because they don't tell the whole story about the amazing things that you guys are doing. But without further ado, please, Esminda, the floor is yours.
Okay, I would like to thank you, Your Excellency, Mr. Onanga. I'm very much also devoted to the organizers of the Tana Forum team. Let me proceed to the issue. It is very relevant to discuss about the African youth and the agriculture because I believe Africa is the future and the youth are the players of this future. So I'm from a country, food security means a lot. To be honest, agriculture is a lifeline for Africa. So it has been said a lot. And I would like to say we Africans, we need to move forward aggressively to address the issue of food security. We have been waiting for the last 30, 40 years to be food secured. Still, we are crumbling and then we didn't do that great jobs. Of course, there are some good experience, as Mr. Moderator Onanga said. I've been in many different African countries. That clearly shows that agriculture could actually be the future of this continent. So we should treat agriculture as a business. The problem and the bottleneck of our youth and the challenge going forward, though, how to get youth interested in agriculture. That is the challenge for all of the heads of states and the leaders and all concerned bodies. So youth are not interested in agriculture. Why? Why they are not interested in agriculture? Because of three things. I can think of three good reasons why youth are not interested in agriculture. The first is access to land and access to finance are the basic things. In my country, for example, the land policy is really not workable. It is very locked. The land policy has to be revised. The other thing is access to finances. When I come from Uganda, I think Uganda is much better than Ethiopia when it comes to access to finance because there are many international banks. So the finance sector is already liberalized. So in our country, it is locked. Private banks are not into agriculture. They are based on urban areas. They are not going to the rural areas. So the youth cannot get access to finances. So I think this has to be underlined that finance is the basic thing to start up agriculture. The other thing I want to mention is also social media. Most of the young Africans, including myself, are engaged in many social medias such as Facebook and any other social medias, and then they are into music and many other useless things. So they have to focus on agriculture, for example. People has to aggressively post about agriculture, our experience. I'm very sorry that in Ethiopia I cannot see people posting about agriculture. They are posting about politics, posting about conflicts, and posting about putting a gun, and they say that they are brave enough to go and kill. But it's very unfortunate that I haven't seen people posting that I produce this in my backyard or doing agricultural activities. So this has to be corrected. So I think the experience of Uganda is really interesting to see, because in Uganda youth are mobilized and organized by the government. That's why I have seen when I was in Uganda, people, especially the youth, are interested in agriculture because they make money out of agriculture. They see agriculture as a business. It's not a philanthropy or a social sector, but this is clearly a lucrative business. So I think this has to be also underpinned with good political will. The other thing I want to focus on is, Mr. Moderator, Africa has a great potential. They say we were going to be a $1 trillion market by 2030. Are we ready for this? Do the youth are really mobilized and organized? So the heads of states and the leaders has to think how we can get all this done in Africa. For example, if I mentioned my experience here in Ethiopia, I am doing school gardens to create social entrepreneurs. This is a very important point, because if you have social entrepreneurs in agriculture, if they know that they can make money out of this sector, it is quite easy for them to come into the sector. So we should know which subsector of agriculture is a business. So, for example, in my view, we can do seed banking, for example. Now we are importing quality seeds from Europe, America, and we are controlled by these few multinationals, a handful of multinationals who are controlled our food in this time of age. So we should change this paradigm by creating an environment that the youth of Africa can actually be working as seed providers, quality seed providers. And this subsector is $1 million market. And when I come to Ethiopia from Uganda, it is very unfortunate all of the seeds are imported entirely from Europe. So what are you waiting for? Are you waiting for Jesus Christ to come back and tell us agriculture is the best sector for Africa to prosper? I think our future is based on agriculture. As an Africans, we should focus in agriculture. There is no any other sector that in history, and of course in many African countries, agriculture is the only way out of poverty, and it's proven in the history. So I think the other sectors, it could be petroleum or gas sectors. Oh, sorry.
You may go on.
Yeah, can I proceed?
Absolutely.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Onanga. So I think I can wind up saying a few things about our youth. So there are three very important factors that actually bring peace to our continent. For example, in our country now, we are in a conflict that the root cause is agriculture, in my view, as an agronomist. People are fighting for farmland, people are fighting for food, people are fighting in general for survival. So that's very natural for a human being to fight for its survival. And if agriculture is being flourished, if agriculture is actually treated well, the conflict can be reduced and could be more sustainable. So 3 pointers I mentioned, and I will wind up. The first point is we need more practitioners. As you know, Mr. Onanga, I can mention Hussein Bolt or Haile Gebrselassie or Kenenisa Bekele, who are great runners in marathon. So these people are practitioners, and they now created or inspired many athletes in Jamaica, Ethiopia, even in Kenya. There are great runners in Kenya as well. So we need practitioners who can follow the example like in agriculture. So I haven't seen or heard in the entire continent that man who is rich out of agricultural wealth. There is no a rich man that can say my wealth is coming from agriculture. It is clearly said that this sector is neglected. So we are based in agriculture. Most of our rich people are from different sectors like manufacturing or construction or etc. So I want to be the first multimillionaire of agriculture business. So wish me luck for that. So the third thing and the last is just we have to mobilize users and exchanging good experiences. For example, I brought Ugandan good experience to Ethiopia, so it is very doable and workable. Now I have Ugandan models in school gardens and doing well here. So now I have all those achievements that you mentioned before when you introduced me. So I am very much happy to deliver this message. I think the message is very well taken, and I thank you.